Hi, it's David Bradshaw here for Andy Martinez. Just inviting you to the Sozo conference here in Fredericksburg, December 6th through the 8th. You know, we have a specific burden this year. We feel like the Lord has spoken to us of a desire in God's heart to reveal the Father, to reveal the nature of God as being the very essence of what revival is. You know, in John 17:26, Jesus is praying to the Father, a high priestly prayer, and he says, I have declared to them your name, and I will declare your name. And the idea is that Jesus' entire ministry was summed up in revealing God's essential nature, his emotions, his character, his personality. This is the gospel, and this is revival, and this is the ministry of the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit comes, every manifestation of the Spirit is unto a revelation of God's essential nature. It's not just goosebumps. It's not a personality contest to who's more anointed. It is God unveiling his glory, his nature, his personality, his person, his affections, his emotional life. And we feel strongly that this gathering, December 6th through 8th at Sozo, one of our primary mandates is to unveil and to bask in the glory of God's personality.
Yeah, one of our staff back in August, beginning of August, had a dream. It was when our missions base was going through a bit of a difficult time, and we were wondering what was next, and she had a dream. And in the dream, her dad posted on Facebook that he was going to come visit in the fall. And we knew that that dream was for our base, corporately as our base, but also for the prophetic church in this moment of transition in this nation, that Jesus was going to reveal the nature of the Father, and the Father was going to visit us. Now, when the Father visits, two amazing things happen. Number one, we're filled with unspeakable joy, confidence in love, and we're drawn in love to the very one that made us. And so the answer to the orphan spirit in the church, in the prayer movement, and even in the revival streams is the revelation of the Father.
Yeah.
But the second thing that happens when Jesus reveals the Father is that the spirit of the fear of the Lord is released in our midst, because we see him like the angels see him. We see him and we say, he's holy, and it causes us to be conformed into the image of Jesus. We become what we behold. And so I believe that the answer to the false grace message in America and in the church right now is the revelation of the Father. So the fear of the Lord and the love of God being married together. And we believe that Sozo, this conference, is going to be an important moment for us as a community and as a nation where the Father's going to visit.
So we want to invite you to join us. As I said, it's December 6th through 8th. And you know, a lot of times we talk about the two rivers that proceed from the throne of God. Daniel 7, you see a river of fire. In fact, God is a consuming fire. And that fire is, he told Moses, God said, I'm a jealous God. That fire is his jealousy. It is his burning desire. It's holiness. It's an all-consuming, and it involves the fear of the Lord. And that river of fire proceeds from him. It is the person of the Holy Spirit. But there's also a river of living water. Jesus talked about it coming out of our innermost being. And that is a river, and the psalmist said, a river of pleasure. So there's a river of pleasure and there's a river of fire, and the two mingle together through the work of the Holy Spirit. And that's been happening a little bit in our own context here in Fredericksburg, in our prayer room. Recently, we've had a number of times where it seems like it's the fear of the Lord and the joy of the Lord and the love of God breaking into our corporate prayer meetings simultaneously, where there's people weeping and there's conviction of sin and there's travail even in prayer, mixed with joy and ecstatic pleasure and the Father's heart and confidence and love, and it's all happening in one room. And I think it's a picture of God bringing us to a new degree of fullness where it's the fear of God, yes, but it's also the love of God, and there's no contradiction, though in our carnal thinking the two seem to be contradictory. So we're looking for and desiring a revelation of God's essential nature, a degree of fullness we've not yet tasted. And so we're bringing in John and Carol Arnott. They carry the message of the Father like few people I've ever known. It's a profound privilege to have them with us. Also, Corey Russell, who really carries the fire of God. He really carries that river of fire, and the prayer movement converging with the signs and wonders and movement. And I believe there's going to be a convergence of those things, but it's unto a revelation of God's essential nature. It's Psalm 27:4. That one great pursuit, that one inquiry into God, what are you actually like? What is your nature? What's your personality? What's your emotional chemistry like? And so we believe that's going to take place at this conference. So I want to invite you, come and join us December 6th through 8th.
theprayerfurnace.org.